What's up, guys? Johnny Maggot here. It's time for week 14, and the sim of this week happens tonight. It's been a couple long days, so other people managed to get their games in before me. We got new guy, Atomic Gorilla 2. T-Ski hasn't really been too active lately, and he shortened his name. Zach played his game. Corey is yet to play his game. I don't know why he goes Colby Sun. Fred has been relatively inactive. There's a situation with the Texans guy and the Packers guy, two separate people, two separate issues. And, oh, I didn't go over the 49ers roster yet. Normally that's something I do before. And we're going up against Cam Newton. Ty Montgomery's out hurt. Martinez Monroe's good. Okay, so that's some good receivers. This guy kind of has that burner, has that hidden burner ability. Well, not that hidden. It's pretty out there. And they got a good line. And a very good D line. And they got a very good team. Their kicker power isn't that good, but he's accurate. So when he gets within range, they're going to make it. Alright. It's time to play the game. You can now find my Maggot Off created playbook, custom playbook, in the shared profiles thing. Oh man. Yeah, I share my offensive playbook for people to be able to use. It's good for mobile quarterbacks. Excuse me. Good for people that play like me. And play with teams like mine.
Oh, Henry! It's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Coming up, the big man, Derrick Henry, fresh off a big game a week ago. Coming up, we'll see the visiting San Francisco 49ers as they get set to square off against our home team. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football.
Ooh,
so we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Randy Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the Toronto Mounties. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Toronto ball club as they interplay here. They've gone a full half season since their last loss, winners of 8 in a row.
And you don't get on win streaks like this without your defense playing a big role. They've created quite an identity, and I know they want and expect this streak to get to 9.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they come in riding high, just 1 loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Let's see. Let's be a little smarter here. We're in the snow. It's a little bit hard to move.
On 1st and 10, Newton. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Got a man open in Sutton, and he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
Here we go.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed.
Oof.
But when you have that
way
type
over
of
pursuit on that one.
he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw. And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Fullback.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action and stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And able to push his way
All right,
forward here
we're
for a
playing a
good
4-yard
little
gain.
gain. Pierre Desir in on the stop.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Great distance plays here, guys.
Down, Newton.
There we go.
And he couldn't hang on
Probably
to
should
it
have took
through
that
the
off, but
contact.
I'll take it.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
All right. Start off with a run. Run behind the receivers.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. Dances by him.
Yeah, face
he'll
mask.
Be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore
Automatic first
how
down.
you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask,
Yeah,
quite a
time to throw the
blessing
ball.
there as they'll start out of harm's way with a
See
first
if
and
they
10.
can burn without falling down.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's going to take a shot
And
right away.
quarterback overthrow.
So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Guard,
the play action fake. They'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
All right. What's up,
Parker? He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Gun!
How you doing today, Parker?
Back to throw here. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Myles Garrett in there yet again. What else
25 sacks? A computer team player this season?
Sacks.
Damn.
And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I won't wait till the season's over, but he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. They just have not found a way to block him consistently.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Niners will go on offense. First and 10. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
That's going to set them back 5 yards. The full start backs them up 5. First and 15.
Have more sacks by the end of the game.
To throw is Newton. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 11 yards
up,
for the pickup, and it's a second down.
Nice to meet you.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
4 down. Ready.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback.
Deep there.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
All right.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
Play action.
Takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
My favorite team, Patriots.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And
forget about
finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On third down, Newton, deep ball for Goodwin.
Did you get that, Sherman? Yes.
This is intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
What up,
He has just
Sean?
been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Now, check. Patriot!
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. Well into the triple digits, and they'll take that every time out.
What I loved was just how decisive he was running the football. Coaches like guys that go north and south. They don't like the east-west guys, the juking and the jiving.
Defensive back is where they're the most weak.
And cut.
Gun!
If I get the ball out of there. before pass rush gets to my quarterback. Never mind. Not happening.
Brings up second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result,
punches you in
the
slant.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. This one complete to Devin Funchess.
There we go.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now
That's
gets a
okay
connection, maybe
signal.
that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
And now he'll time it to run.
And my quarterback just got lit up, but he's young. And
17 more yards on that one as
tough.
they keep the drive rolling.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy.
I like games, they're a
you
little
know
bit.
he can throw the
I like them a
football,
little bit.
But
I'm
how
not
about his use of legs as
I wouldn't say
well?
I by any
Broken
means I'm
players, you can't account for him.
a big
those
man
plays,
guy,
those
but I
two
like him a
you
bit.
just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you.
There we go.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring.
If it's funny, I
first.
laugh.
Ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points.
Pretty much how I see
Do
memes.
you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some
Every now and then
teams,
within our
I script
Facebook
to
group,
roll
we'll-
in the early
I'll
part
like
of the
make a
game.
little meme,
Other
but
teams, I script to attack. They've
that's
been
just
in
for the
attack
league.
mode for these ball games and continue that in this
I haven't done it in a couple seasons.
Extra point attempt to come here. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that makes the
Snake
score
won this year
7-0.
for
Five
worst
plays
kicker
there on
award.
that drive. And it's capped off by a
TikTok
touchdown
memes.
run of
That's
6 yards.
really jump out of their car while it's moving, right?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Getting set to go again here, Cam Newton marches back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6
if they do
points
something
the other
stupid
way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline,
they're doing something
I guarantee
stupid, they
his
deserve to
first
get
thought
laughed at.
wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me
I think
out.
it's funny when
But
they
they weren't
fail.
able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
I can't really enjoy when they
Second down. We've seen quite a bit of the
and they
short
just dance
passing
and
game
nothing
here
bad
early on
happens
first
when they do
quarter,
something
haven't we?
We
stupid.
have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Newton to throw.
Oh crap.
Looking deep
That's
downfield.
all my fault.
He's got a man complete.
That was my
Troy.
zone, and I abandoned it.
Touchdown, 49ers.
Yeah, it was wide open.
Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
This is not
Jakeem
good.
Grant now to return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well.
They blew
You're
up that.
guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone on the defensive side of the ball
right?
to make a big play.
Yeah.
Throw that balance out of whack. That's what you're looking for
run
now.
a
Not
packet
worrying so
for
much
us,
about guessing
even
what the
though our
play call
Packers are
is.
gross.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right. What do we got here? Plenty of them.
A first down carry for Henry. He gets it
holding.
forward for
Awesome.
4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
Holding. Offense.
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
All right, we got 3 guys stretch the field. I'm going to leave my running back wide open.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And
There we
he'll
go.
bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A good pick
Thank you for subbing, Aiden. I appreciate that.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Grant. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
I'm going with the ball now. We're going to run it.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Oh,
So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
in the snow, I should
Just a
probably punt
yard
it.
on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I go ahead and punt the football myself.
All right, and that's why we practice punting.
And San Francisco gets set to go here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and
Go
now
for
they'll have a
the
chance
big
to move out in
play.
front.
Go
Yeah,
on for
let's
the
give a big
safety.
assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum.
Good thing I
I
have
know they're
prayer. I
eager to
want
get out there and
marbles.
put it on display.
From the end zone, Newton.
Yeah, there we go.
Can't get away.
Got what we wanted.
Newton can't escape the pressure, and it's a safety.
No, the
Well, I
league
think you can
restart
go
was
ahead and
just
give your
something
punter
we,
an assist on that one.
an idea
Pin
we're
them deep,
throwing
and
out.
the defense comes through with
We're
2
throwing out
points.
there.
You're exactly right, partner.
I don't think
This was
we're
a
getting that
ball
much
set up by a
traction in
great
it.
punt.
I
And if the
think
ball
we're going to
goes
stay
in
with the
end
same
zone,
teams.
This never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter
I think
some
just
love.
we're going to have one guy move divisions.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here.
And fair kick out of bounds. A free kick out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. motion to the right. And he's going to be met at about the 43.
And the
2
forward
yards
falling.
the gain on the keeper, and it's second
Forward
down.
falling.
And if you like defensive football, focus on the defensive end on this play. He does everything exactly right. Reads the play and make sure he spills it for a small gain.
Just get that safety to go. No, facing a field, that'd be great. It's not gonna happen.
On second down, here's Henry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain.
And defensive tackle
One thing to
for
keep
San
in mind,
Francisco,
partner, especially in the
Douglas
second
Booth.
half, when you've got a running back
That
of
hurt.
this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry.
Crap.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41.
I think we have the winner at back, so we might be good here.
3 to bring up fourth.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took
No,
that
we
one
did
from
not
the grease
have a good
board
enough
to the
win.
field because they were able to free up their
Then we'll just wait for a
linebacker to get
2-minute
into the
warning.
backfield and spill the play.
Why waste the timeout?
2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back to the booth right after this.
I do not like the idea of kicking there, so
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
this might not be a good
He's
kick.
been a busy man here in this first half as he gets
This
it
might
away.
be a great kick, actually.
And
No,
this is
never
going
mind.
to carry well
Out of bounds.
into the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going
No, he's
that
not annoying
well,
me.
or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down. The 49ers moving hastily. They're scurrying to the line. Here's Newton. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive
Newton's
moving.
annoying me right now.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Now Newton. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be a second down. Cam trying to rally
But none
his
of my
guys to the
subs.
line as quick as he can. Again, Newton. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end pass
That's
rush.
the
They've been
outside
able to
worried
get
about
home,
here now.
and they're taking
I'll
the
get the
ball
middle.
away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Now Newton finding his
Don't
safety
stop.
valve here. That's
Yeah, I
complete.
didn't get him stopped in that time.
Now hold
Damn.
everything here. We're going to get a timeout by
They
the
got that first
offense. As they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Now Newton on first down. Throw left
Good
side,
hit, good
caught
hit.
by Goodwin. And before the second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the 50, Newton.
Oh,
It's complete to Chris Conley. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him
Yeah,
throw it,
it's
it
right
seems
there.
almost effortless.
Now,
right.
meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted.
Should have been intercepted,
but winds
exactly.
up falling incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets them up first and goal. Throwing again is Newton. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Cortland Sutton as the first half is winding down. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Down 5. 11 seconds to go. I'd like to get in the field goal range. I just want to make sure
11 seconds to go in the half as they have it first and 10.
we don't turn over the ball.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And I think we're going to turn over the ball.
Deep left side here.
Oh, no.
And
Pass
that's going to
interference.
wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Pass interference. Defense.
I gotta
So the
accept that.
contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
They'll throw now on the final play.
Oh, he's open. Yes.
His throw caught.
Yes. Yes.
The clock reading zeros. He is into the end zone.
Bunches with the burn job.
Exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that
Burn
one.
it down.
Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Leopard!
They'll try and run it in with Henry.
It'd be nice if that guy got blocked,
the 2
but
points. He's
oh well.
all right. Hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
A 1-point lead going in
So
the
a
second
very
half.
tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow
All right.
still continuing to fall as we are back underway.
This way, and someone get held
He's
or
up
blocking the
just
back.
past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the
Illegal
call.
block in the back. Return team.
Of course.
Now, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then
Well,
the penalty brings it
I
back.
went for
which is
2
great
because I
field
wanted to make it a
position.
3-point
As you
game.
pointed out, not in this case.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Again to Henry. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
He'll drop to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Aaron Lynch in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And you change the
Maybe Ridley will get
blocking
to burn that
schemes.
safety.
Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean.
Crap.
But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. And remember, they had 2 last week in the win. Obviously losing here.
Well, you talked about looking for a spark, nice. And the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team. And he had an opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. They figure if they can get one of those takeaways, they can spark their team to a win.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make this a second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down.
I've been in my zone.
But can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fake.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit. Try it that way.
Newton now to throw. Trying to lay one up deep.
Yeah,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
There we go.
He will take this one home. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air.
You'll love that 95 speed from my safety.
They went after that one and took it all the way.
Because then he could just juke out offense linemen. And Cam Newton isn't much of a threat to him. It was way overthrown and he still got there. Love it. Oh, I'll make up that too.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
I'm gonna run it in.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Stepping up, he'll try to run. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So they try to make it a 2-score game with a conversion. It pays off.
And they've looked at the situation, figured it out well. A 2-score game in this situation, they've got to feel much better about where they are.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they'll run it here.
Get him down. There you go.
A gain of 3, second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Someone moved, flag is out, that's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds,
I just shifted my line over.
And then you have a guy jump.
Oh, moving from his tight end spot there.
Do you think that perhaps the play call was for him?
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. they'll go with the ground
not a
attack
play action.
here.
Okay.
Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Throwing on third down, Newton.
There we go.
Get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Great job defensively.
Nicholas has been awesome this
He was trying to go
season.
through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said.
Or a
at the beginning.
beneficiary of a great
job
system.
defensively. Nowhere to
Either
go
way.
with the football. That led to the sack.
That's pulled in at the 32. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out now comes the offense back onto the field.
This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this
Henry's
game
having a
yourself.
tougher game this game,
There
so
to Aaron Lynch. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel
He's just
fortunate
not gonna get
about
that 100-yard
If they
game.
could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, 90.
They'll set up to throw. Being chased out left.
There
And
you
he'll
go.
take it down shy of the 45
No
at the
sack, but-
46. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up
Quarterback
the
ahead.
first.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's
Bro,
incomplete,
that's cool, dude.
now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
And
Oh,
this
no,
is
bad throw.
incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. And it's 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Now back to throw. He'll rifle this one deep.
Oh,
Man, it's
punches.
caught inside the 10. Touchdown.
Punches being punches.
Devin Funches with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the
There we
season.
go.
And his guys find a way to stretch that
And the
lead.
bobsled. I like
In
it.
order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of
Ah,
this game. He's one of the key
Fortnite's
guys
very-
in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for that
I
hat
don't
trick here as
dislike
this
it.
one
I have to be in the
continues
mood to
go.
play it. And it's typically with friends.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. He can't get him down. Dancing to his left.
Love this
And
quarterback.
he will
He's just
get
shaking
into
off
the end
everything.
zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
'79 overall quarterback right here.
Out is the kickoff
Drafted in the
unit
4th
as they
round
run
this
up
offseason.
and send this one away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off
Verticals
of. That's what
on
they're
me,
looking
huh?
for here. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
I know it looks like fun to guys like you and me. We're up here in the booth, and to everyone watching on television,
All right.
but are you kidding me? In the
I want me to
snow,
win, too.
that type of a play, in the cold, you know that had to hurt to make that play.
I'm just mad he didn't make a snow angel while he was down there. Opportunity missed. Throw left side complete. That's Goodwin.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. And in this weather, I know you weren't a quarterback, you were on the defensive side of things, but how hard is it to throw that football?
It can't be easy because you never know how the moisture is going to affect things, and each quarterback handles it differently. Some of them are a little bit better than others, depending on whether they wear a glove, not wear a glove, how cold is it, you know, all those things go into it. But it goes to everything else. Keeping your footing when you're running routes. Supposedly you have the advantage as a receiver because you know where you're going, but that's not easy as well. Finally, just locating the ball when it finally comes through the snow. Kids love it. Kids love snow. Players, not so much at times.
Here's Newton. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
1 second remaining in the third period.
Tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's third down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. Here's Newton.
Oof.
And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final.
Let's see, we got 17-point lead. Do not need to run the 4-4.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. This is caught.
And they
are able to stop it,
converted.
but it does take it all the way to the 2. Wow, first and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need. And that's exactly what they got done.
Newton throwing again. And he hauls
that's right. That was my
touchdown, San
QB sneak
Francisco.
defense. Damn.
Kyle Rudolph.
I should know better that the
his
computer isn't
fifth
always going to do
touchdown
that.
now on the year. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good
Get another
player.
interception?
Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many
Probably
different
do that.
spots, and he usually comes through for them.
So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. Now this offense about ready to take over again. And for them, a touchdown their last go
I
around.
love running out of this formation. High form slot
And when you
flex.
start plotting
Love
for
it.
this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They begin with Henry. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Let's go. Don't play action now.
Back to throw here. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it
Well,
past
it's very
the
important
50.
to do your homework.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on first down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 6 there on first.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Funches with a catch over the middle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
I'm just saying it's
He's been big,
important.
2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The
My least favorite team?
Stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions.
Depends on the year.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
I would say Relictron's team.
They'll drop to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's
probably
right
the Jets.
in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like,
oh no, he lost the football. But fortunately,
there you go, Ragnar, get on
offensive
it.
Player quick to react, and they will indeed retain possession.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
This offense so far.
No, I was going to say my
just
least favorite team
to this
is
point. This will be third and forever.
your online team, whatever it is.
Looking to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down
Garrett,
once more.
how many sacks is that on the season form?
Able to disrupt yet another pass play. His third sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
2 takeaways in the game.
On second down, here's Newton.
Oh no.
He'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A very solid gain of 27.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Newton on first down.
Oof, what a hit.
Got hit. Ball pops
Was that
out.
Rashad Jones with a pop?
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Second and 10, Newton again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, Newton. Throwing over the middle,
There you go.
and it's incomplete.
Get that ball out of the ground.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Newton to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it
Fumble.
complete. And
Good
he
stick
fumbled
fumble.
it. It's on
I
the
love it.
ground. And it'll be a turnover. This is going the other way.
Well, that drive wasn't a
Let's
case
see that
of
again.
wanting to put points on the board. It was
User hit stick fumble.
having
Oh.
to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
That's a runner. And he drops it before he touches the ground.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. Getting down to the end here, they have a
There we
2-score
go.
lead, barely, but it's a 2-score lead, so That probably makes you as a coach feel a lot more comfortable right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run option or some kind of wild double reverse or anything like that. But you do know that if anything does go haywire, you're still in control of this game.
I want a double reverse, don't you?
I'm just waiting for that day where we actually see something like that in this situation.
We'll see what happens here.
Huh. I still haven't scored 30 points in the snow.
I have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Ridley's got this. Ridley are one of the guys on the left.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Shepard. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Well, now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
Yeah, punches.
Touchdown.
Open.
Devin Funches. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And they're curling with the football.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
So that drive, 4 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Off play action. Newton. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
That's no fire in that play action.
Play through the air on 2nd down, couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe you can expect more passes like that downfield. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. Goodwin able to haul it in. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
And they're going to stop the clock.
And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock.
It's all over but the shouting.
Again, Newton. And his throw's going to be
Love it when receivers fall down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
To throw on 3rd down. Newton, the open man is Shark. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play. And down to just 21 seconds now as he spikes it to stop the clock. And this one incomplete.
Love it.
So the
He tried to clock it, spiked it right on his offensive line, his center's leg.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton.
Ooh, he's wide open.
Inside the 5.
And quarter cover 3.
49ers.
Yikes.
Chris Conley, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers get a score closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
They go for just 1 here as it's up and good, and that will get them 1 closer. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hand team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! 3-19!
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh,
no,
fumble.
he lost the football.
And I still want to score.
Whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Right. Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19! Gone!
They're going to look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's incomplete.
Oh, well, that's
Still throwing to the very
still won,
end. But now this game is over.
And now I need to go
Partner,
check
there's something
on...
special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things. But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be.
I gotta run and
In
take
these
care of some
elements,
business.
They took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.
Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.
So for the home
Peace.
team here.